The
Yes.
humility of saying, "I don't know what I don't know. I believe in
Right.
miracles. I'm
That's right.
willing."
I'm
Willing.
willing, and then
Yes.
proving that,
Yes.
not just getting into the "I'm right, you're wrong"
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I wanna say sometimes I wrote this down as a question for you just to see what your thoughts were, but I'm embarrassed to say it took my world burning down for me to put in the work. It
Samesies.
what to do what?
Samesies. Like,
I
yes,
don't
like,
well,
yeah.
it sucks because it's just like telling somebody has a heart attack and they tell somebody, "Hey, you really need to exercise," and everybody's like, "Okay, whatever," and then they have their heart attack, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta exercise."
Yeah.
I feel like I am not the man that I am today had it not been for my divorce, 'cause in
Same.
my marriage, I would have
Yeah.
had no motivation
Yeah.
to work on myself, and it just is frustrating because I just on this side of it, I wanna tell everybody, if you
Yeah.
put in the work, your marriage
Yeah.
will 10x,
Yeah.
and you'll live a vibrant life like people do it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why we're here having this conversation, right? So I don't know about you, but I didn't have this message, right? I didn't,
Never heard it.
this, never heard it. Never heard it.
Same.
I was told to pray more. I was told to study my Bible more.
Yeah.
I was a therapist, so I knew about counseling, but I didn't know about any counseling that was treatment of root issues. Nobody ever explained to me what my root issues were.
No.
I really believe that we are in a different time collectively with
Mhm.
regards to access to the information. And that pivoted during COVID when we were all sitting at home with our phones and TikTok and we learned about what these root issues are.
Right,
Um,
our education availability was better, we had more free time,
yep,
and then people are putting out more
yep.
content
More
that's readily
content.
available.
Yes, yes. And it hasn't permeated to all the layers of society, but there's enough of it there that it's gaining momentum.
It's my you have your lens, my lighthouse is just to get churches to have epiphanies, like a paradigm shift. I want
Yes.
churches
Yes.
to realize that the Bible can still be true,
Yeah.
but that truth outside of the Bible, embrace it, encourage it. There's holistic ways to approach issues. And then the word I want to keep using is trauma. Like whether it's trauma of divorce or the trauma, of whatever gets you in divorce, it's still
Yeah.
trauma. And the
Yeah.
church doesn't talk about trauma. It's
No.
not even a word.
No.
It's not even in
No.
our theological lexicon.
No.
And I why? Like,
I know. When I read Trauma in the Pews, the first thing I did was give a copy to my pastor.
oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
first thing
I'm
I did.
not all the way I'm barely in it. I came on your recommendation, so
Yeah.
I'm actually headed on a vacation, and I'm taking it with me, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
consume the whole thing in a week. Um, yeah, so what is that? Like, there's 1,000 things God left out of the Bible, right? He didn't teach us how to raise teenagers. He didn't teach us how
Mhm. What
the
to do about
solar
social
system.
media.
Yeah, it teaches any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this idea of like, oh yeah, there are physical, mental changes during trauma, and it's just a
Yes.
thing, and you'll
Yes.
have to study it and learn it and adapt to it. But I'm not even going to teach you how to. I'm not even going to give you a heads up on it.
Yes. I don't know, but let me say this. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's
Really?
completely true. Let me say this. This
Hit
is
me.
I'm gonna really go to the out there place. Something I've been called to in the last couple of years is something called constitutional homeopathy.
Okay.
Homeopathy is not widely understood and it's not widely accepted, but there was this guy in 1779, his name is Hahnemann. In the Christian circles, he is known as a Freemason and therefore is whatever. I don't even know
Right.
what goes on in the Christian circles about that, right? But like,
Right.
just forget about it. Okay. So whether he was or he wasn't, I don't know. I don't care, right?
Right.
But he's a preeminent doctor of the time. He studied in Leipzig, he studied in Vienna. And so like whatever preeminent doctoring was in the late 1700s, I don't know, right? But they're treating malaria with cinchona bark. And
Okay.
something like he's got like a little itch in the back of his brain and he's like, "Well, I don't have malaria. What happens if I eat the cinchona bark?" And he eats it. And he gets all the symptoms of malaria. Not malaria, but the presentation of those symptoms. And this is where we live in a vibrational world. Like calls to like cures like.
Uh-huh.
So then him and his buddies, whoever those people are, they're like, let's go out proving a bunch, right? Let's just start eating stuff and recording symptoms and matching it to disease profiles.
No
And
way.
there homeopathy is born. Now, you can use homeopathy to treat an acute issue like I stubbed my toe, you would use arnica.
Yeah.
right? Or I have watery eyes and a stuffy nose, allium cepa. That's onion, right? So
Okay.
when we cut onions, right? What's the symptom profile of, right? Is
You
this
cry.
matches allergies, right? Okay, so I
Yeah.
could use allium to treat allergies, right? Or you could practice constitutional homeopathy, which is what I've added to my therapy practice, where you take the totality of someone's symptoms, body, mind, spirit, through the timeline of their entire life, and you find that matching remedy in nature. And that goes to the energetic core. Talk about root versus fruit. I have started using this in my practice, and the transformations I've seen go so far and beyond what any counselor or therapist or, I don't know, yoga can even accomplish.
Yeah.
It is wild. And this is not, well, I have seen, I don't have the scripture for you, but gosh, should go find it. But there are places in scripture I've seen homeopaths who have studied for years will reference where homeopathy can be seen in the Bible, where God gave
We can
us
argue.
everything we need to
Yeah.
heal and to be whole. It was already here. We didn't need to cure cancer.
Yeah.
Homeopathy already cures cancer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But we thought we had to reinvent the wheel.
No,
And
you have me at hello on this. Like,
yeah,
I know there'll be people listening. This is a little too much for their fundamental Baptist brain, but it doesn't mean it's not true.
right.
Okay, so
Exactly.
I did not this morning, but I woke up thinking I was going to ask you this question, but we have walked down this trail and I'm
Yeah.
walking even further. Hey, it's Todd Turner. Are you struggling with life after your divorce? I've created a divorce recovery class just for you. It's filled with honest, raw, real content to help you walk through your divorce healing. Enroll today at ToddTurner.com. There's more where this came from. Stick around. You got this.